Here's a couple of really, really simple rules. First, don't commit a genocide.
Guys, it's literally so easy not to be lynched in the streets today. Like, don't be white, don't be a Jew, don't have the wrong opinion, don't be a Jew.
Don't be involved with that and you won't have to be worried.
Don't know any Jews, don't fraternize with them, duh.
Because then you're, by extension, a representative of that government.
Which means you're guilty by association.
Low-key, have no sympathy for people who do that.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Yeah, low-key, just like, don't exist.
Don't be involved with that and you won't have to be worried. That's an easy step.
Because we'll think of some other reasons to kill you as we go along.
Don't work for people committing a genocide.
We get to define what big words like genocide mean. And by we, I mean dickless 20-year-olds behind a TikTok and histrionic cows desperate for an outlet.
Since this country seems to be a little confused about what kinds of activities may cost you due process in this world.
Due process, like mob justice, just like ignorance is strength. Oh my God, get with the program, guys. You're watching Woke of the Week with MRC-TV Ends Culture. I'm your host, Justine Brooke Murray. Hear me out, but maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't be surprised the woke left's punch a Nazi cliche devolved into Globalize Intifada! Globalize Intifada! Or AKA, kill the Jews? Because actually finishing the job of the Nazis is what they meant all along.
You pro-Nazi?
How is this about Nazis?
Are you pro-Nazi?
Why do you believe
I'm Jewish?
It's almost as if there's a reason they're desperately clinging on to their worn and torn Hitler insult after recycling it for 10 years, other than the fact they just can't manage to come up with a new book of cliches.
How Hitler? How Hitler?
What a stunning revelation that Hitlerian anti-fascists have been talking about themselves the entire time. As if that wasn't already obvious even before they successfully turned the West into a DEI recast of 1930s Europe since the Wuhan virus hit.
No!
Jews! Go back to Poland!
Oh my!
In fact, maybe we wouldn't have reached the point where bystanders casually move on with their day after 2 Jews were lynched last week, like they somehow asked for it, if enough normal people called out our DEI Nazis, starting with the Al Sharpton-inspired race riots in the 90s.
Hasidic man hit by a brick on Eastern Parkway.
Why did it happen? And why did it go unchecked for 3 days?
Perhaps ethnic lynchings wouldn't be mainstream again if enough Americans got out of their white guilt hypnosis when the woke set every city on fire in 2020.
No justice!
Shouldn't we have gotten a little deja vu from the old country when business owners had to put up signs proving their racial purity to a ruling party in order to prevent them from burning it down? Or when that same party strong-armed dictionaries into rewriting the definition of racism to dehumanize some races? What did you think the party was gunning for by calling speech violence to disenfranchise their dissidents, while in the same breath calling silence violence to compel the masses into agreeing otherwise their, by any means necessary, actions are justified in response? After all, mob power relies on the compelled approval of everyone else to successfully dehumanize groups they deem problematic. What began with mainstreamed assaults targeting people with the wrong opinions quickly devolved into justified targeting of anyone who owns too much. That applies especially to whites, which first made the entire race a justified target for blatant discrimination. Calling it wrong made you racist against blacks, of course. Since nobody wanted to be tarnished with that label, we all stood by and let the tumor of Maoism fester in to racial Maoism, resulting in lynchings celebrated by our legacy media. Not wanting to die, well, that just makes you a raging white supremacist.
It is the height of racism to say
reason?
that white people have to be exempted from all violence in any society.
But at the same time, it's only some whites being lynched. And are they really saying kill them all when they shout,
Shoot to kill! Kill 'em all!
After all, some genocide is okay, depending on
a historical context.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
That's where we come full circle to find Jews as they wind up, time and again, the main targets of racial purge in the name of progress. Our woke Nazi punchers have successfully peddled the same mental gymnastics that Nazis and every genocidal regime throughout history performed to justify wiping the same population off the face of the earth.
I do not condemn the elimination of those 2 Zionist officials who worked at the Israeli embassy last night.
Only this time, Jews are the ones called genocidal for refusing to be sent to the killing fields.
Is this genocidal rhetoric or not?
You mean rhetoric like this?
We will meet it with our own greater resistance and escalation.
Of course not. Our leftist ilk of self-righteous savages believe they not only have the moral authority, but the moral obligation to exterminate those they disagree with. The legacy media will respond by simply telling you to just go somewhere else. Go back to Israel, but also Israel has no right to exist and you deserve to be exterminated if you live there. So, I don't know, maybe go back to Poland so they can do it all over again?
Go back to Poland!
This is what wokeness looks like in its purest form. The rainbow flags and clown shows are just the latest smokescreen for the ideology. Its modern mouthpieces are curly-haired Nancy boys and TikTok armies of keyboard vigilantes who don't have the chutzpah to act on their own calls, but there's always some lunatic who will.
Free Palestine from Hamas!
That wraps today's episode. Make sure you tune into my show every week where I bring you the left's most insane moments and expose their latest attempts to weaken the West. Then hit the like on YouTube, plus on Rumble, follow us on social media, comment below what you think, and don't cave to the leftist media agenda. If you like the work we do here at MRC, please consider donating at mrc.org/donate. It's the best way to help our movement. Thanks for joining us.